Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Sanitary 103 here. I'm about to show you my current chest and shoulder routine. So the first exercise that I perform is flat bench. I do 4 sets, and on the first set, I try to get between 8 to 12 repetitions. I use a pretty moderate weight. This is currently 155 pounds, although the camera kind of got cut off on the side. But after the first set, I gradually increase the weight and I increased the weight again on the third set, and on the final set I dropped set back down to this original weight of 155. Now form wise, you want to make sure that the bar goes down to nipple line, and you don't want to arch your back too much. And here is set number 2. This is 170 pounds, so I increased the weight by 15 pounds. I always try to at least get 6 repetitions in whatever weight I choose. If I cannot get 6 repetitions, that usually means the weight is too high. Now there are exceptions if you're trying to max out, but in general you want to stay between the 6 and 8 rep range. That's what I like to do. On to set number 3. Currently is 190 pounds. I think I only get about 5 repetitions, and I felt like I was arching my back just a little bit, struggling, but I was definitely trying to hit those muscle fibers. And here is the final set. This is the drop set that I was talking about earlier. This is 155 pounds now, the original weight that I did on the first set. And I actually added this extra set maybe about a month or two ago because I felt like my chest wasn't getting quite sore after a workout. And after adding this drop set, it definitely makes a difference. I can feel my chest, have more of a workout and more of a burn. So I added that. And moving right along to dumbbell incline, I start off once again with a pretty moderate weight. These are only 45 pounds, I believe, and I do about 8 to 12 repetitions, give or take. By the second and third set, I'll increase the weight, and then on the fourth set, I'll add that drop set, just like in the bench press earlier, back down to 45s. On to set number 2, I increased the weight by another 5 pounds, 6 to 8 repetitions. Now regarding form, you just want to make sure that the heavier the weight that you lift, do know that that could cause more strain on your shoulders. So on the negative, you don't want to widen your grip too much because it's going to cause a lot of strain, FYI. And set number 3, another 5-pound increment increase right here. And on the way up, you kind of want to look up to make sure that, the right dumbbell and the left dumbbell are meeting at the top precisely at the same time. It's not always going to happen, obviously, because we're human beings, but definitely be conscientious of that, which I'm trying to do right here and struggling a little bit, but trying to get that last set in. And here's the final 4th set for this one. This is the drop set that I included about a month or two ago, similar to the bench press. And I go back down to the original light weight of 45 pounds, I believe, and I just burn it out as much as possible. So usually by this time your chest is on fire, and even though it's a lighter weight, it does feel much heavier than what it is. This next exercise is front shoulder dumbbell raises. I usually do minimum of 3 sets, sometimes 4. And with this exercise, I usually stay with the same weight, although sometimes I will drop set on the final one, just depending how I feel. And here's the second set that I recorded. Real quick regarding the form, if you notice my back is swinging a little bit, that might seem like it's cheating, but I kind of use that momentum to lift the weight and I still get a pretty good burn. So it kind of just depends on your personal preference. All right, this next doozy I have is straight bar standing shoulder press, about 6 to 8 repetitions minimum. I usually do 3 sets. I start off with a pretty moderate weight, and then I increase the weight by 10 pounds on the second set, and then another 10 pounds on the third set. Here's the second set that I recorded. Now regarding the form, if you notice my back, it's a little bit bending backwards, and that is not very good form, so try to make sure to keep your back straight. In addition to when the bar goes down on the negative, I usually don't go further than my chin because if you do, that might create extra stress on your shoulder. And what you see here are reverse flies. This works the real deltoids. Start off with a pretty light weight. It's more of like a warm-up set. And then on the second and third set, I gradually increase the weight. And then usually on the fourth set, I'll do that drop set. So very similar to the same concept that I spoke about on the flat bench and the dumbbell inclines. Set number 2, increase the weight by another 15 pounds. And form wise, you want to make sure your back is fairly straight, that your head is not bobbing back and forth, and you want to get a good squeeze on the negative. Here is set number 3. I increased the weight another 15 pounds, trying to get 6 to 8 repetitions again. By this time, my shoulders and my delts, all that is burning like a mother, but you got to get through it. Listen to the iPod and just keep going. And here's the fourth and final set, aka the drop set. And with the drop set, once again, if you forgot, you basically just lower the weight to a lighter weight. And this is, I believe, the original weight that I chose on the first set, and I just pretty much just burn it out altogether. And the next exercise you see right here are butterflies, aka the pec deck machine. First set, start off with the moderate weight once again. This is 145 pounds, 8 to 12 repetitions. Second and third set, I'll increase the weight accordingly. And on the fourth set, I will do my drop set once again. And sometimes I'll even do more than one drop set, just depending how I feel and how much of a burn that I need to get. So just always listen to your body. Off to set number 2, I increase it to another 15 pounds, 160 right here. And real quick, regarding my routine that I'm showing you, it's quite a high volume, so I might get some comments about that. But you got to do what works best for you. Now, I'm naturally a pretty lean guy. I have no problem getting pretty lean and cut, but I definitely wanted to put on some size, hence the increased volume. Set number 3, another 15-pound increment. This is 175 pounds. As you can see right here, I'm kind of meditating before because I'm trying to get pumped up. Another thing I want to say is I don't rest that much in between sets. I don't know the exact amount of time, but I don't dilly-dally around. Once I feel good and I'm ready to go, I do another set. And the fourth and final set, another drop set. I decreased the weight by 15 pounds down to 160, and I'm just going to burn that out to the fullest. Moving right along to the second to last exercise. These are standard dips. I do 3 sets to failure, and that's it. Usually by this time, I'm struggling quite a bit and getting a real big burn. I normally can do a lot of dips, but because it's at the end of the workout, I could probably get about 8 to 10 reps. Here's the second set that I recorded, and with some of these exercises such as dips and pull-ups, you might not be able to do them, but have no fear. A lot of these machines do have the option of weight assisted. You just can't see it, but you basically just put it underneath your knees and do the dips. And last but not least, we're finally at the end. Standard push-ups. I do 3 sets to failure. Now there are variations with push-ups. You could do wide grip, diamond style push-ups. I just do the standard at this point because I'm just pretty worn out by then. And at the end of every weightlifting routine, which is 3 times a week, I finish off my workout with abs. Now, the one thing that you want to be conscientious about with technique is that if you notice here, I'm kind of looking up at the ceiling. What you want to do is you want to pretend that you're trying to touch your nose to the ceiling. This will force you to try to keep good form. Now, I actually have a really bad lower back. It's nothing too serious, but it's very sore and I have a weak core, so I can only do so many at one time. Here's my second variation of crunches. If you notice, I put one leg up. I put it in a figure 4 position, which is my left leg. And I basically do opposite knee, opposite elbow, and I just hit those, and then I'll switch to the other side right there. And I'll just do that. And what you see right here are bicycles, basically opposite elbow, opposite knee, and you just go back and forth until failure. And the final exercise of the day are leg raises. Now, if you notice, I'll do some variations with this. I'll bend my knees upwards, and then I'll go side to side as well. And then I'll also do a straight leg forward. And this definitely gets a real good burn. And here's the second set that I recorded. Now, if you can't do this exercise, it's okay. It's not that easy. But don't be discouraged. Once you get in shape and lower your body fat, you will be able to do this exercise. And real quick, this entire workout routine that I do for the chest and shoulders, I only hit it once a week and I give it a full week's recovery. Don't do this routine more than once a week. Bye.